friends, we decided to visit the local public library today due to the weather. So naturally, you're gonna have a second video from me today, just showing what I got from today's library. Now, today's library visit was really nice because I usually take my children at least once a week to the library where we each leave with a handful of books. Today we left with like 32 books, I think. So if that tells you anything, we are a family of readers. Now, we love our public library. If you have not yet, please go sign up for a library card. There's more than just books at your local library. There are audiobooks, puzzles, physical media like DVDs, Blu-rays, there's video games, there's manga, there are children play areas, there's activities, there's discounts off of other activities in your town, whether that be museums, zoos. So please be sure to use those resources. They are there for a reason, and the majority are free. So now that I'm done with my support your local library spiel, I did want to share a little bit of what inspired me to check these books out today. Some of which are also books that I already own, whether that be books that I've read and enjoyed or books on my TBR that I just happened to find the following book in the series, or others by the same author. So first and foremost, we have The Red Winter by Cameron Sullivan. This book stands out on its own. I mean, the illustration here is stunning. The bold red text is beautiful. And I really don't like a solid colored sprayed edge. I will stand on that, but I will say that the soft silver and the blood red, it does work. It might almost be too much to add some frilly details. So that's fine. Now, I don't really know a whole lot about this other than there is a French town that is suffering due to some demonic presence that has returned, and it spans over like 20 years where this new individual that gets introduced 20 years later takes it upon himself to try to rid the town of this beast. It gives kind of Van Helsing vibes, but also with like, what is that movie? Not American Werewolf in London, but the original, just the OG. It's giving that kind of energy. So mystical, magical, horror. It says a bewitching twist on history, a blood-drenched hunt for purpose, power, and redemption. There's a lot of praise going on. This is a debut, and obviously it's doing very well. So it was on an end cap. It was available. Sometimes I struggle to find physical copies, so I usually stick with Hoopla or Libby, and I just do audiobooks, or you have to place a hold. I will say, if you do ask your librarian, they will have opportunities to have books shipped from other local libraries within your state. That way you can get a copy if they do have one available, but if not, you're usually waiting a few weeks, and that's okay. It's free. Okay, next. Terror at the Gates by Scarlett St. Clair. Now, our library always does this plasticky sleeve, so you'll have to forgive the glare, but I really enjoy Scarlett St. Clair's writing. Long ago when I got into paranormal and dark romance, she was one of the standout authors for me. J.R. Ward is another. I just feel like they have a way of writing that really sticks and flows well. So I've seen mixed reviews on this one. I don't care. I'm going to read it and I will let you guys know what I think. But the second book is coming out soon, I believe I saw on her social media page. So this is another, maiden. There's a lot of like religious symbolism going on in this artwork. She's also like a temptress, and she's obviously kind of knocking at the gates of some sort of hellish area. It's basically, if I believe correctly, going to kind of force good and evil, heaven and hell parallel throughout this story, and I'm really curious to see how this goes. I don't know a whole lot about this one. I did really enjoy the King of Battle and Blood, and I also really liked her fairy tale retellings as well, The Mountains Made of Glass and Apples Dipped in Gold. And then her Hades and Persephone series is God tier, so good. I recommend it to everybody, just as a fun twist for dark paranormal romance. Okay, next we have The Sirens by Amelia Hart. Now, you might recognize this name from Wayward by Amelia Hart. I am hoping that this is going to be a very atmospheric read. You can tell just by the illustrative detailing here that wraps around. You have this kind of oceanic setting, obviously siren song. It kind of makes me think that there's going to be some kind of twist on sisterhood here, where there's a darkness somewhere in the storyline, but I still feel like sisterhood might be at the forefront of this. It says it's enthralling, it's powerful, teeming with family secrets, eerie dreams, deep transformation. The sirens will sweep you away. Bewitching, triumphant, stunning. Now, I will say, this book, when I opened it up, it's offering like 3 different timelines: 1800s, 1999, and 2019. We have Lucy, Jess, and then a pair of twin sisters, Mary and Eliza. So female resilience, dark, whimsical, fairy tale, maybe Brothers Grimm's vibe. I would recommend. If you enjoyed Wayward and you like cozy but a little bit of dark, with kind of notes of real world trauma, I would say yes. Now, the next one, Model Home. I have been drawn to this. The cover is very simple. I love a green cover. I love anything illustrative. Now, this is giving like spooky horror vibes, but nothing too crazy. This is actually a story about siblings who grew up in a very traumatic home. I think their mother passes away, and now they're forced to return to Texas, back to this home again. So think like Gothic, like the Victorian Gothic vibe, but it's a more modern day story. And this is saying as well that it's a story of a haunted house, but also haunted people, and the meaningful touches of love and hope throughout this nightmare is done well. So I'm really excited to read this. And I don't know what it is. I'm really into these like weird girl or traumatizing stories, like Monica Kim with Molka, The Eyes Are the Best Part. Earthlings, I loved. It's like one of my top reads. So I think it's a subgenre that is slowly building, because there's so many people that can relate to, trauma of some sort. And horror seems to be the genre for these heavy topics, because you can kind of build these evils under these different subgenres of horror, the evil haunted house, or this evil monster in the closet, or a slasher gory approach to, summer camp gone wrong. You really, until you jump into this genre, you really won't understand what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of people are kind of wary of horror, but if you pick up the right one, you will get hooked, and it'll be your next favorite genre. I said what I said. Okay, last but not least, we have Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Now, I own Hellbent. I have not read Ninth House, and it has, it's not at the forefront of my mind, but I saw this today and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and grab it and read it so I can start the second book. And I do believe that Leigh Bardugo also has the other book that is either soon to be released or is just about released. So I really like dark fantasy, and I enjoy dark academic as well, and this seems to be more of a dark academia elite, but also this like portal to this other world that's very dark. So I look forward to reading this as well, and I also want to do my best to kind of stay in the loop. But that is all for now. I hope you guys do your best to support your local library, and remember, if it's too hard to get out of the house, at least sign up for Hoopla and Libby. You can download ebooks to your Kindle or Kobo. There's so much more to the library. So that's all for now. I'll talk to you guys later.